Teachers, what's the most heartbreaking thing a student has ever confided in you? It was my 13th year teaching high school when one student changed me forever. Max was quiet but brilliant, his essays always showing depth far beyond his years. I could tell something was happening at home, but he never opened up, no matter how gently I asked. Halfway through senior year, he started missing classes. His work became erratic. When he did show up, he looked exhausted, with dark circles under his eyes. Every time I tried talking to him, he'd insist he was fine, just tired. One day, I asked him to stay after class to discuss his missing assignments. He stared at the floor, silently. For a full minute, he said nothing, and I was just about to dismiss him when he suddenly said, "My mom died 2 months ago, but no one knows." I sat down, stunned. I asked where his father was. He shrugged and said his dad left when he was 3. He hadn't seen him since. Then Max explained, in the flattest voice I've ever heard, that his mom had cancer, but couldn't afford treatment as a single parent working 2 jobs. She made him promise not to tell anyone because she was terrified child services would take him away. She died in their apartment, and he'd been living alone for 8 weeks, teaching himself to forge her signature, paying bills with her last paychecks, pretending everything was normal. He had been skipping school some days because the electricity got shut off, and he couldn't wash his clothes. He was embarrassed to come in dirty. He was 17, just months from graduation and legal adulthood. He'd been keeping this secret and taking care of himself because he was afraid of being put into foster care and losing the only home he had left. When I asked why he was telling me now, he said, "Because the rent is due next week, and I don't have enough money." After that conversation, I left my classroom door open all day, every day. Max later told me that was why he chose me, because I seemed approachable. I didn't cry in front of him, but as soon as he left, I called the principal. We got social services involved, but fought to keep him in our school district. Our principal actually took emergency guardianship of Max until graduation. The school rallied around him in ways that still make me emotional. Cafeteria staff made sure he always had food to take home. The basketball coach gave him the gym assistant job, so he'd have spending money. A few teachers, including me, took turns driving him home after school activities. The counselor even found Max's father, but he wanted nothing to do with him. What kind of person hears their child is alone and says, "Sorry, not my problem"? We later learned Max had been sleeping in the school library during free periods, catching naps between classes because he was working nights at a gas station trying to make rent. He would hide in the bathroom until the janitors left, then sleep on the couch in the reading corner. Max graduated with honors, but the most heartbreaking part wasn't his story. It was what he said at graduation when he thanked me. "Miss Johnson, I wasn't going to make it to graduation day. I had a plan for when the money ran out, but you asked me to stay after class." That was when I realized I had, completely by accident, interrupted his suicide plan simply by asking him about missing homework. He's in college now on scholarship. I still keep in touch, but I'll never forget how close we came to losing him and how many other students might be silently carrying impossible burdens. I check in with my quiet students more often now. I notice when someone's clothes look worn, when they're always hungry, or when their eyes have that hollow look. I keep granola bars and clean hoodies in my classroom. Sometimes all it takes is asking twice. Sometimes all it takes is an open door. Sometimes all it takes is letting a kid know that someone sees them. Someone would miss them. Someone cares.